Hi, my name is Matthew Tidwell. I will be presenting about the tanks of World War I. So my introduction is that my primary purpose for this presentation is to look at all the different types of tanks of the Great War and to be showing what they were, their armaments, and how they affected the Great War. The tanks we'll be covering is the British Mark IV and Mark V land ships, the Renault FT tankette in Saint-Chamond for the French, and then the German A7V tank. Starting off with the British land ship, it was the most widespread and used tank of the Great War. It was probably the most produced as well, with over 1,200 made. Along with that, it came in two variants, the male and female. The male had two 5-pound guns, two Hotchkiss or Lewis guns, and the female tank had just 4 machine guns. And it was primarily meant for infantry combat and to break through trench lines, mostly not to go tank to tank combat and to fight other artillery pieces. Then there's Renault FT-17 and Saint-Chamond tanks for the French. Quickly after the British made the Mark IV land ship and Mark V land ships, the Renault FT tankette came out, which was the quickest, smallest, and fastest of all the tanks of the Great War. It came equipped with a 5-pound gun and a Hotchkiss machine gun for the driver, as well as the 5-pound gun could be replaced with a 7mm autocannon or a flamethrower. And then the main assault tank of the British was the Saint-Chamond tank, which had machine guns covering the full 360 degrees of the tank, and it had a massive 7-pound gun or 7-pound cannon on the front, but this made it very top heavy and very forward heavy, so that way it could easily get stuck in trenches, and then also with the dimensions you could see it got stuck very easily, and from this it would become very vulnerable to German stormtroopers and artillery. The last tank of the Great War was A7B. This was one of the 3 solutions Germany saw to the tank problem, and the A7V was very similar to the Saint-Chamond tank in terms of dimensions. However, it was a bit more suited for trench crossing and for actual tank-to-tank combat, as again it had 360 degree field of view along with 360 degree machine gun emplacements on the tank, as well as it could have a 5 or 7-pound gun on the front. The front cannon as well could be replaced with a flamethrower or any of the machine gun points along the tank. And then the second solution for the Germans' tank problem was they would capture enemy land ships, as you can see in this photo, and then they would repurpose them. They would pretty much disable the tracks, kill the crew, and then tow off the tank behind lines and then repurpose them. The last solution was the German stormtroopers, which they were quick, which they would quickly maneuver around the tanks and disable them, as there weren't enough machine guns to completely cover all the tank's blind spots, and the stormtroopers would exploit this. They would disable the tanks, kill the crews, and then capture them or just destroy them, or the stormtroopers would just outright destroy them by laying traps, such as in forests or in open fields where the tanks were just sitting ducks, by using the field guns, or they would have this massive anti-tank rifle that would punch through the armor and then just start ricocheting all around in the tank, killing anybody in the tank crew. And then, in conclusion, the tanks of the Great War saw the creation of a new war, and very quickly after the Great War, it would be a British tanker who would create the idea of blitzkrieg, who the Germans would then just put that into practice quicker than the British, and that would see the complete envelopment of France in the Second World War. And you'd have and then you'd see the two great German tank commanders of the war, Erwin Rommel and Omar Bradley for the United States. That's it. Thank you.